Hey guys, welcome to another Anime Kingdom discussion and review. This discussion and review will be on episode 11 of Black Bullet. And we finally get into the battle, guys. So it starts off with the group is all looking out and there's explosions all in the front line because the JSDF are fighting because, they fight first and then the civil officers, back them up. And at first, it's just explosions going off, like, oh, what's happening? And then the JASDF end up losing, because all of a sudden, a huge army of Gasteria just come pouring out towards the civil officers. And then that's also when Rentaro, him and the group notice that there's aerial ones flying over and dispatching, more enemy into the flank, so they're gonna get overrun. So even though it's disobeying orders, Rentaro knows it's the right thing, and everyone else, will follow him, they said. So they go out into the forest and take out all of them there, and they finish them off. But when they come back, they see the civil officers pretty much, they lost, pretty much. They're losing. The whole area is just overrun by Gasteria, and that's when Rentaro goes and walks off, and he finds the commander of the group. And he's clearly crazy now. He's holding just a hand, literally maybe up to over here and on, and it's his initiator's hand, I guess. And he said that they would stay together to the very end. I was like, wow, okay. That's kind of crazy, but hey. And then he starts talking about the Spear of Light, and I'm like, what the heck is that? It's pretty much some Gasteria that's shooting this huge laser beam, and then he pretty much dies because the earth crumbles beneath him and he gets eaten by one, and all of a sudden, this laser beam comes out of nowhere, blasting everyone, which is pretty much obviously the Spear of Light, and then when it seems like, it's over, Aldebaran, the stage 4 Gasteria, the one that destroyed the monolith, starts retreating. And all the other Gasteria start retreating as well with it. And it's pretty weird. Why would they're winning, why would they retreat? But even though they stopped it, the casualty was really, it was big, with half of the forces half of their forces were gone. And even though they did take out a bunch of the Gasteria too, the forces that they lost, not all of them were just dead. A bunch of them were turned into Gasteria, which pretty much just made their army bigger. So yeah, they're screwed. After that, it shows Rentaro walking into this building where he finds Enju and Kisada helping out all the wounded, and it's cute because Enju's going around holding their hand, pretty much giving them hope, pretty much. And then he also finds Muroto, and she's there. She says she was offered a spot in the shelter, but she declined it, and she went there and helped out instead. So that's pretty much what happened there. It wasn't anything too big. After that, Rentaro, Kisada, and Enju leave, and they find the place where the rest of the group, are staying, and it's like this creepy mansion. And what happens after that? They're eating dinner, talking about, trying to discuss why did Aldebaran, why he fled, and they were also talking about, will the Gasteria attack again? There's still 3 more days till the monolith, the replacement monolith is built and finished. So they lost half their forces in the first day. I honestly don't know if they could. I wouldn't think they would be able to hold them off. But after that, Kisada talks about that she was observing the people who lost their arms and legs from the Spear of Light Gasteria, and it turns out they were the symptoms that they had were they were experiencing deafness and loss of sight, which are symptoms of mercury poison. So it turns out the thing is shooting mercury at them, pretty much. And Tina also says that one of her drones saw the Gasteria, that was the Spear of Light, and her drones can't send back images, but it's pretty much, she said it was rather large and probably a stage 4. So that means there's 2 stage 4s and a whole bunch of the other Gasteria. They only have like half their forces left, which is like 500, I think they said, against like 2,000. I don't know how they're gonna pull it out, but we'll see. After that, someone was sent to them while they're eating dinner and to tell Rentaro that he's summoned by Commander Gado. He's the guy that, is the leader that they showed in the other episode. So then Gado talks to Rentaro and, first asks him how was his son in his final moments. And it turns out his son was actually the guy that, that I was talking about before. He was the crazy guy with the hand. And he said that, he died courageously and stuff, even though obviously that wasn't true. But you don't tell a dad that, After that, Rentaro also explains that he found out that what he thinks is that Aldebaran is using pheromones. He's spraying pheromones out. And that's how Aldebaran is controlling all the Gasteria. And that's why, when they were retreating, they were using like a wall for Aldebaran. So pretty much Rentaro believes that if they can kill Aldebaran, it's pretty much over. Then Gado then explains that that's not possible because Aldebaran can't be killed. He pretty much says he's immortal, that because he takes out his blade, it's his katana, a Veranium blade, and he said he cut open the head, took out the brain and heart, but it immediately, slowly, but it started regenerating. So I don't know how they're gonna take it out, but it is slowly regenerating, he said. So maybe if they combine forces, they could, and continuous assault on it, it will die. But damn, regenerating too. And then he also says, they have another trump card, which is the Gasteria with the Spear of Light, which they codename Pleiadias, I think. Yeah, Pleiadias. And declared that, he pretty much said that it's just as strong, just as much of a threat. So they have to take out that, And then he declares that since Rentaro and his group, went to go attack the enemy in the flank, even though Rentaro did it to save everyone, it was disobeying orders, and he says that he's going to disband for disobeying orders. He's disbanding his Rentaro's group, and he's also sentencing him to capital punishment. And then he says the only way for if he does this, then he'll, the group will go unpunished and he'll be lifted of his charges, but he has to take out Pleiadias. So pretty evil and conniving, if you ask me. He's really just using that just to make Rentaro go and take it out instead of him. And Rentaro pretty much has no choice, so he has to. And after that, Rentaro is seen leaving the mansion pretty much alone, and then that's when Kisara finds out that, why is he leaving, and that's the only way. But I'm like, wait, so he has to go alone? Not even. I know he probably wants to. He probably doesn't want everyone to worry. He doesn't want anyone to get hurt. But still, going alone against that thing at a stage 4. Without Enju, I don't think he would be able to, but we'll see. After that, he's on his own, and he's ambushed by a bunch of Gasteria, which are wolf-like kind of thing, like a whole pack of wolves, and he starts fighting them. He gets pushed into the river, and when it seems like he's about to die, all of a sudden he is saved. And I was not expecting this, but it was by Kagetane and Kohina, which was the the guy from before, the bad guy from before. And as he pretty much he saves him, gives him bandages and stuff. Of course, Rentaro's still wary of him, you know. And he also talks about how Kakitane also talks about how he saw the Spear of Light and he was watching the whole fight, and Rentaro's getting all mad like, why didn't you join in? Why, you know? And then it's pretty much a conversation on their different views, you know. One way he thinks this way, while the other one thinks that way, you know. And it doesn't really go anywhere. But after that, Rentaro wakes up, they're gone. So he starts on his journey again alone to look for Pleiadios. And after that, Kagetane and Kohina appear behind him. Like, he's like, what do you guys want? And Kagetane ends up telling him that as they're, you know, on their journey, they saw Pleiadios, and they tell him where he is. And all of a sudden, Rentaro's like, why are you following me? And Kagetane's just like, oh, we just so happen to be going the same path. So he's pretty much following him, obviously. But that's pretty much the end of the episode. And to be honest, it was an interesting episode. It was cool. They had some action, but I still like the last episode better. It was like the feel strain, guys. There was a lot more emotional. This one, it was pretty much just a quick run through of a battle, and then Rentaro pretty much going on like a suicide mission. So I give this episode a 7 out of 10. It was good. It had some action, but it still wasn't. It didn't bring me in as much. But I am excited for the next episode, and I can't wait to see like how Pleiadios looks like, and like I'm guessing that, you know, Kagetane and Kohina are gonna help Rentaro to fight it, and probably I'm thinking Enju and the rest of the group probably too are gonna end up coming to help him too, and Enju's gonna be like, why didn't you tell me, and all that kind of stuff. But I think next episode will be better, and it's probably gonna be the big fight, the changing fight, and we'll see what happens. And yeah, so this is, like I said, a discussion and a review. So if you guys want to comment below what you thought of the episode, or ask a question about something I thought, you know, in this episode that I didn't put, or, you know, just you have a question. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, give the video a like, and don't forget to subscribe, guys. Until next time, bye.